All right. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody. Because as usual, we have participants from all over the world joining us again in our Automatic Leadership 5-Wave Marathon series. Oh, I see new faces. Wow, I'm so honored. Hi, Laura and Daniel. You guys are our regular customer. We see you every session, okay? And of course, our vulnerable cat. And hi, I see Ellie. Hello, hello. And I see Wei Jie. Wow, wow, wow. Cool, cool, cool. Once again, very good afternoon. Okay, today's in Singapore. It's afternoon 2:30 p.m. So very good afternoon, everybody. I'm Ivy, and you probably saw the host should be Xiao Yu. But yes, we do a magic swap today. So I'll be replacing her this afternoon to host this afternoon event. Welcome everyone. As always, let me always check my participants panel. I can only see 15 people. Hmm. Okay, can I just invite all of you? I think all of you have taken your lunch. I believe so. It's 2:30 or breakfast or maybe tea break for some of you. If you can, could you just take out your mobile phone and just share our Zoom link to all our friends or people in the chat in this marathon chat group to invite them to log on, because today our speakers are truly amazing, and for those who know both of them, I really love how they share and how they teach and how they talk. They are always have lots of high energy. I feel like when I see them, my energy level originally probably at maybe 50. Then after that, probably will pop up to 100 or even 200. And both teachers have a very amazing sense of humor. So every time when they talk, it's just not enough. Time always flies very fast when both of them present or they teach or they share together. So I feel that today is really a very rare opportunity. We can invite both these amazing teachers to be with us. Both of them together, not just one, it's both of them. Okay, that's the key word. Okay, but before we introduce the speaker, maybe let's take a look, and also would like to have some engagement with all of you. How many of you is your first session, officially the first session for our automatic leadership marathon? If you are the first session, please type 111. But if this is like your second session, third session, fourth, fifth, sixth, you can just type the numbers there. So let us see how many supporters we have, or how many hardcore fans we have in this marathon series. I feel like I'm watching FIFA League already. I need fans club. I'm forming fans club for all my teachers. Wow, Serene 666. We have, yeah, I know. I saw Ellie. Ellie's the first time here. Cat also 666. Wow. English 111. Wow, thank you. We have friends from Zhuanzhi. Hi, Elvis. Chen Jin. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Okay, permit me to share my screen to see. Okay, so let's play a game. Can anyone make a guess? Because you saw we have 5 waves for this whole automatic leadership marathon, right? Okay, so can you all make a guess which wave we are at now? Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, or wave 5? Just type the number in the chat box. Let me see how many of you are seriously understanding how this wave works, and how many of you really follow us that closely. Laura and Daniel guess is wave 3. Okay, who else? The rest, make a guess. Don't worry, there's no penalty. You don't need to pay a fine. Although sometimes, Serene says wave 4. Wow, that's fast. Elvis wave 3. Okay, cool. Li Shen wave 3. Not bad, not bad. Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right. So far, the only person that got it correct is I Ping. Today is the last session of our wave 2. Okay? But for those who guessed 3, you are all very near. Because indeed, the next session, which is happening Monday, will be our wave 3. So today we are continuing to explore on the root cause of influence. So anybody can tell me what is the topic for today? I have lots of interaction because I want you all to be 100% awake when my teachers are here when they start. So I need to make sure you guys are truly awake and know what you're here for. So anybody know what is the topic for today? I will not show my screen yet. I'm smart. I will not show my screen first. Influence others to follow. Nah. Serene, you must have seen the poster, right? Okay. Correct. Okay. Today we are at this topic called what it takes to be a leader. And today we are very honored to have our two amazing teachers, which is Teacher Kelly and Teacher Jean. Okay, they will be sharing with us on this topic and they will obviously go deeper than what it takes. Okay, so let me quickly introduce both teachers in case some of you are new to them. Now, first of all, allow me to introduce Teacher Kelly. She is also our DCIG senior teacher and our SCIM professor. And she herself is also the co-founder of Wisdom Coaching International. So she's also official WCI coach and co-founder. And her personal success is she herself break free from all the addictions, for example, like snacking and complaining, which I believe all of us have, right? And she also achieved family harmony, with her family members through using the SIS system. And she also found a soulmate who learns wisdom together with her. And she also planted her ideal property and she has achieved financial and time freedom so that she can focus on higher spiritual pursuit. I'm sure all of you would like to achieve what Teacher Kelly wants, right? Got time, got money, a soulmate, ideal property, and no addictions. Wow, what a perfect life, right? So if you all would like to become like her to achieve all this goal, can you please type 88888? Because as I mentioned, these two teachers are amazing, very high energy teacher. If your level of energy doesn't match them, as always, they will only speak for 5 minutes and then they're done. Okay? Just 5 minutes. Okay, but because with both of them, maybe 5 minutes not enough. Maybe then, okay, I'll extend a little bit, maybe 10 minutes. But then because the energy doesn't match them, so their, energy must match, right? If one is lower, one is too high, then the other high will also become low, and then after that, neutral off, okay? So make sure you guys keep your vibe up, okay? Now, next teacher, Teacher Jean. She's also our DCIG senior teacher and SCIM professor. She's also a co-founder together with Teacher Kelly on Wisdom Coaching International. And her personal success story, she also break through from her addiction, from complaining and getting angry, and she has repaired a relationship marked by nearly 20 years of resentment before her father passed away. And she also greatly improved her relationship with mom and have a clear and certain life direction and free from confusion. So it's perfect clarity. She know what she wants. And she also now have a calm mind, emotional management, and good inner certainty. Can't tell, right, from her. You can never believe she used to be angry and all these things. Okay? So, with no further ado, can you all please welcome both teachers with your highest level of energy? Emoji, numbers, icon, words, everything. I must see the whole screen filled with diamond, love, applause, hearts, whatever. Pizza, yeah, pizza also can. Lollipop. I don't know whether they love donuts, but you all can also put donuts or croissant. The more it is, the faster they will appear on screen. Lama, how come my spotlight so fast spot them already? Okay, over to you, Teacher G and Teacher Kelly.
Hi everyone. Thank you, Ivy.
For such a high tee up, high energy tee up that I was just thinking that, can I live up to her expectations?
Then she said, "Oh, my addiction is like,
Oh, not really.
I still have the mother of addiction too, and still a lot of others to work on."
Then I was thinking to myself, okay, I cannot, not live up to her expectations because this session is recorded and it will be it's live on YouTube right now, and it will live on YouTube for God knows how long. So I better behave myself.
Mhm.
And then, we have some special guests whom we saw and
You're surprised.
yeah, I'm very pleasantly surprised. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
And
Very honored.
we are very honored
Yeah.
that both of you are here. So I try not to be stressed out.
Yeah, good.
Oh well, okay.
Right. Today we're going to be talking about the topic of leadership, right?
Yeah, but specifically what it takes to be a leader.
Cool. What do you think about it?
No, what do I think about it? That's a very big question. And our style is more of a talk show, interactive, sharing style. So feel free to interact with us. And if you need to get a drink, please do. If you need to, be in doing something, please do. It's like podcast style.
Yeah.
So don't feel stressed to be, stationed in front of the computer or your mobile phone or your device. Yeah, please feel free, do you?
Do you?
Yeah, I mean, specifically I think why she didn't get a choice in the topic, I think. I was like, oh, let's just choose this. What it takes to be a leader. Specifically, what drew me in was the subtitle actually.
Which is?
Humility, apprenticeship, and love for the craft create real authority. Then, yeah, because you will realize that the first one took me a long time to achieve humility, but we'll get there. Because I was thinking what it takes to be a leader, let's explore. I think, conventionally, we have a lot of ideas, I think,
Yeah.
right, about what it takes to be a leader.
Of course, the spectrum can be very wide as well. But today we'll be just focusing on these three, and also we'll be talking about some ingredients of what it takes to be a leader.
Ingredients, yeah. I think the interesting thing is that when we bring out the word leader or leadership, right, it has this, how do I say it? It has this like connotation, or how can I say it? It has this like meaning, like, or some like ideas, labels attached to the word leader. Like, for example, in order to be a leader, I need to be very impressive.
I have to look good.
Right, or I have to be of something, right? It's like I need to be above people. Like there'll be some kind of maybe old ideas we attach, right, to the word leader. So I think we want to explore this though, right? Like, what's these old ideas we probably have, or not all, and we want to introduce you. I think we want to introduce you some, right, ideas that you can explore, consider about, hey, maybe that's not that I just mentioned. Maybe being a leader is cooler, simpler, than we think it is. It has more purpose in it than to just say I'm above somebody. Because honestly, then that's just being bossy. Right?
Maybe we can ask them like conventionally, or what we used to think, like how a leader should look like, or how he should
Look like
or behave, or we may have certain what do you call it? A certain picture in mind that how a leader should be.
authoritative.
Yeah.
Power.
What do you think it is? Yeah, we would like to interact with you. Because that's where we start to explore that. Is it true that a leader should be like that? And does it mean that every leader who looks like that are leaders?
Yeah, or like leaders must, for instance, I'm just kidding, okay? Like leaders must only wear luxury clothing. I have no idea. If you think about it, like, let's bounce these ideas, right? Or leaders must use big words in meetings.
And
Leaders
always talk about strategies
only strategies, or like leaders must speak loudly.
to get attention.
But then, with all that, then somehow, but like people will still not follow. Then does that really mean you're only a leader in name? You're only a leader in appearance, right? I think I'm not going to interact with us, so let's just interact with each other.
Okay.
But if you feel like interacting with us, please do, because I'm keeping it. Oh, thank you. Ivy interacting with us. Oh,
Thank you, Ivy.
walk with air. Like the
the wind blowing.
Like air, right?
Okay.
Assertive.
Okay.
Have what? Have
boundaries
boundaries.
with co-workers. There's a line.
There's a line that I cannot see, kind of, right? Okay, and you have to be loud.
Okay.
So if you're not loud, you can't be a leader.
Two
Just saying, you need to go some vocal training.
Okay.
Right? And you need to have
Strength. In terms of muscle strength? Or what do you call it?
inner strength.
Inner strength, yeah.
Okay, and then Iping says leaders must be professional. Oh, interesting. That's cool. Oh, and of course our special guest. Okay, we'll just say says, yeah, I agree. That's important, and I would like to explore this. We would like to explore this a bit more, into this talk.
Yeah.
Right, and then power.
Yeah, I think it's a common understanding that leaders all have power.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is we also want to explore. Can these, like for instance, like empathy, kindness, and power, can they coexist? Or must they, be in conflict, right? We always think it's always one or the other, it's always this or that. But what if what if you can have power, but you can still be a kind and empathetic leader, and yet you can also be professional, etc., etc. I think that's something that we want to explore, a more holistic,
Yeah.
definition or holistic view of being a leader. Leaders must understand. Must is a strong word, but let's explore that. I think that's also interesting. Yeah.
Must understand the team.
Yeah, but the word must is like, I must.
You must.
I should or
Yes.
I could. There's something I just want to explore. There's something that I would like to explore, because these are just like labels, right, that we have.
I think it's open for everybody to think about it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and Jack is here. Say, leader
Leader-
talk with power.
Just
We'll use the example later.
just need to say okay. That's a good example.
That's a teaser, guys. We'll share with you the example at the end of the talk. So stay. It's a real life example that happened yesterday in one of our team meetings, right? It's kind of fun.
Yeah. Okay, so then what are we going to be talking about next?
I think the thing is that here, I mean, I'm just thinking out loud, right? Like there's these few elements going on based on what
We
we have discussed so far, right? Like, there is power, but there is also kindness, empathy. I will also think compassion, wisdom, Yet, how do I say? There's ambition, right? There's profession. We always want, how do I say, the results of being a leader. But we need to realize, I feel, is that in order for you to reap the results of being a leader, you actually need to sow the seeds of being a leader.
I think sometimes most people feel that leadership itself is a big word. Like they may feel that I don't want to be leader, but I want to be heard. I want to, be able to guide my children well. I want to be able to do my job well and work with other people who will listen to me, pay attention to me, And these are basically in some ways, it's kind of leader in some
It's the
sense.
qualities, right?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So then they may feel that I don't want to be a leader, but somehow the qualities is already a form of leadership aspects of it.
So in other words, can we just say that, if you want people to listen to you, if you want people to trust you, for example, or cooperate with you, to follow you in a sense, right? That is a form of being a leader.
Yes.
It's not like you walk around saying, I'm the leader, I'm the leader.
You don't take your leader.
Yeah, or like whole
Leader sign.
leader sign everywhere you go. But it's like it's in you. If you have these qualities, right, you kind of radiate leader,
And especially you want this kind of quality, you are in some sense wanting leadership because you want people to listen to you, you want people to trust you, you want people to follow you, you want people to cooperate with you. You are taking on the role kind of like a leader in some sense. As much as you don't want to be a leader, but that is what a leadership quality is about. Yeah.
So which is why I think going back, why she said that leadership, it's not a small topic, honestly speaking. We keep talking about it like, it has become a common thing, right? But for some people, right? When you say leadership, it feels inspiring. You're like, oh yeah, I want to be a leader, right? I want to be a leader. But for some people, you're like, hey, you should strive to be a leader.
The one.
They feel like it's a burden. They feel like, it's like, can I handle it? It's like very heavy. But for some people, it feels like, what? I have to manage people. How can I do that if I'm still trying to manage myself? But I want to say something. Being a leader and being a manager are two different things. You manage tasks and you lead people. That's my definition. You can explore that.
So not necessarily a manager is a leader.
Yeah, you need the leadership skills. You need the leadership. Sorry, I'm tripping over my words. You need the leadership qualities. So then the question becomes, right, what does it take then? Right, to be a leader without all this burden, right? Without all this stress, yet you can be someone, right? That's somebody follows. And you realize that, I want you to think about it in your life. Are there some people who don't claim out loud or who may not want to be a leader, but they have followers in a sense. Not Instagram followers, yeah. Okay, I'm just saying, like, like the people who are willing to listen to them, people who trust them, right? People who listen to what they say and
Yeah.
do what they say.
It could be someone maybe in your family who may not be an authority figure, but just somehow everybody listens to them. And then it could be someone, amongst friends that people just follow and listen to them. Yeah. So then what's the difference between they don't label themselves as leaders, but somehow people just follow them naturally? Something to think about.
Yeah, I mean, it gets us thinking then, okay, like, right now we are at this part right now, we would like to encourage you to think about it then, okay, if that's the case, right, taking away all the negative or any conventional or like your old ideas of leadership is about, right? But it's more of like, what if you could be somebody who can bring somebody or guide somebody, okay? Not literally hold their hands and go somewhere, but you can guide somebody to go to a better place, in a better place, not in just a physical sense, but maybe you can help them improve, right? Like for instance, improve in the sense of like their
Personal goals,
personal goals or
personal
like
vision.
yeah, or like their skills, right? Or you can basically help somebody grow in that way. Okay. Think about it then. Where in your life right now do you need more leadership? At home? Like for instance, right? Most parents want to guide their children to be a better human being. I mean, I'm not wrong, right? I mean, I don't have kids, but my sister and my brother has kids. I have a total combined five nieces and nephews. Okay, so I have 3 nieces and 2 nephews. So if you think about it, right? If in your life, right, kids, that parents are always trying their best, right, to bring their kids up.
To listen to them.
Yeah, to listen to them.
It could also be at work. At work that you may want people to listen to your suggestion, right? And then to be open and be able to follow your direction, right? You may not be the top leader, but you may be leading groups of people, and then you could be with your friends that you want to be heard, right? And then what other opportunities? Team in business, in work, what other aspects? What about you? What other aspects in your life that you think leadership or the qualities of leadership do you need?
It's think about, I think, like, why are we exploring this? Because like, what does it take to be a leader, right? So we're looking at areas like at home, at work, at business, in team, leading a team, right? Okay, parenting or even self-leadership. That's so interesting. What does it mean to be self-leadership? For us to think about, I think like I have been what they call a type A personality since I was a kid, I guess. Not as a kid. As a kid, I'm very, can't find a better word for that. Like isolated. I don't know how to express. Like I'm very by myself. I'm in my own world. I normally need encouragement or like, guidance to. I have no self-leadership. Let's just say that. Okay. But yet at the same time, very difficult to be led. Okay. The only person that I think I listen to is my mom. Everybody else, I would get upset or whatever that is, right? But along the way, I think the tipping point for me was when when I went into I was like 14, then I got rebellious. I got really rebellious, by the way. Okay, you can say the sprout or the little shoots of self-leadership came along where I decided to assert myself. Like I need to be heard. I'm me. Therefore, it's me against the world. It's the age of 14. I don't know if anybody can understand that. It's like that age where I was trying to form my self-identity, I guess. And then that's where I was like, no, I'm going to try to live my life on my terms. Well,
Did it work?
Did it work? Oh, why? I got into a lot of trouble. But looking back, I'll be like, oh no, what did I do, right? But at that point in time, when I was in that space, right,
Mm.
I felt I was in control. So I had this idea of self-leadership, right, that may not necessarily be healthy.
I think this brings about a topic that most people also come into the same situation whereby they want leadership outcome. And then before they actually develop the leadership substance, like I want it, but do I have it? Do I have what it takes to be a leader? For example, like we want people to listen to us, but did we train ourselves in terms of how to speak properly? Do we want people to trust us in maybe our direction, the way we lead them, but do we train ourselves in terms of in terms of our direction, our clarity, right, to guide people to the right place or giving them the right advice? And then we want people to follow our plan, but did we show them that we care about their future enough? Or not, it's not just about me. Yeah, I think these are things that we need to think about, that we want to be there, but do we have what it takes? I think this is also very common at work, right? We see people get promoted, but
Oh, why not me? Anyway,
yeah, but the promotion means people will follow you.
not necessarily,
Yeah,
right? What if yeah.
makes sense, right? There are people who get promoted, but just people every see them 不顺眼.
Oh,
They just don't like
and
them.
I saw.
Yeah,
I saw got promoted.
and nobody follows them.
But you know, okay, of course, like bringing it back, right? We have more friends here who have been trained in the DCI Global Seed System.
Right.
And probably you understand that there are deeper causes to how things work. Right? Why I bring it up right now is because there will be a little fight within you right now. You're like, but this person had what it takes or what it took to be promoted. Makes sense, right? The person must have something or have had something, some substance in order for them to be promoted. But maybe that same substance who allow them or propelled them to be promoted might not be the same substance to ensure that they will be listened to. There's something to cook, right? There may be different forces at work, I'm just trying to say. Oh, interesting question we have here. Thank you. Is leadership applicable in social media accounts where we don't show our face?
Interesting.
I'm going to be cheeky. Do you allow me to be naughty? My social media account shows my face, but nothing, it's not growing. So I do think that, I think it does. Let's talk about it. I think it does. Because if the social media account belongs to you and you do, like we said earlier, like you have the substance or they have the qualities to power, right?
The underlying cause.
The underlying cause, or we call it the underlying reasons, right? To make that work. Then I think even whether or not you show your face is not the key, I guess.
Yeah. That's where we talked about earlier when we asked the question, does leadership have certain kind of face or authority or certain look and then certain style, that makes people want to follow them? Is it true that if everybody has the same style, everybody will follow them? If it's true, then everybody who has this style will be followed.
This is so interesting. I think let's dive a bit on this, right? Then we'll go on with our content, right? So maybe our friend here can, try to get some more ideas from our talk show kind of thing. It's that, okay, I don't really look at celebrity social media accounts, okay, but in the past, right, I'll just go out of curiosity to see who's this person, what's going on. But I just want to give a comparison, right? Like based on a very faint memory that I have of looking at some celebrity accounts and some people who I have no idea who they are, for example. So there are accounts, like you say, right, that are celebrities. Even within celebrities themselves, right, there are some celebrities who have an account, but they rarely post anything. And maybe they have 100 million followers. I'm not kidding, right? There are people who have 100 million followers. I barely have. Anyway, you get the idea, right? But some celebrities, they post like crazy. Like they try to keep updating their
Post.
social
Mhm.
account, right? And
You barely have any followers.
yeah, no, and it was so funny because okay, I love to watch cooking shows. So there are celebrity chefs. Okay, so do laugh at me, it's fine. I don't follow like big shot celebrities, but I do check out what the celebrity chefs are up to because I really admire their talents and their skills, right? So there was this conversation that I heard, okay, between the celebrity chefs. It's like exactly one of this guy, he's a celebrity chef. He doesn't post a lot, okay? And it's like boom, there's a lot of followers. The other guy was like, oh my God, he checks everybody's accounts, like, to see what everybody's up to every day, every morning. That's his routine.
Oh,
He lost followers. I'm working so hard to grow my followers, but I'm losing followers.
and someone who doesn't need to do
Don't
much.
yeah, his followers, the person's followers just a boom, Then I was like, so what's at play here? And then there are some like you said, some social media accounts, right, who maybe do like cooking related, topics and themes, but they don't show their face. But it's exploding.
And some people who post ridiculous stuff.
Yeah, but anyway, let's not go to ridiculous stuff. I do not want to go there.
Okay.
So yeah, I think we have touched this is to explore, right? Then in that case, what does it take? What does it take? What's really the substance that we keep talking about? Okay, what's the substance? Like for instance, right, if we use the analogy, I would say, to grow a huge following a tree, okay, let's say you want to grow a tree that bears lots of fruits, okay, the fruits of leadership, then you need to sow the seeds. Okay, of course, then what seeds are we really talking about here, right? Let's explore that.
Right. And I think it's not just in terms of social media account, but in all aspects of your life. Like even, for example, a parent, right? Parents probably will want their children, most parents will assume my child should listen to me.
Because I'm your mom.
Yeah, because I'm the parent, right?
Doesn't work,
But then the child will also be thinking, if you're the parent, you should be listening to me.
What is this like?
It works both ways, right? Isn't it? So of course, the child would also be expecting that if you're my mom, then you should also be listening to me.
Okay.
And that's where both of them have certain expectation of you should listen to me, I should listen to you.
Then they should just listen to each other. I agree. I agree.
Right? Even in marriages, right? Like partner, then if when two-person fights within the marriage or relationship, when either one of them fights, of course, then they will say, I'm right.
But I'm right too.
Then it's about who's right.
We are both right.
But does right really matters? Is it about winning, being right, or is it more important about, protecting the relationship and creating a more deeper connection within the relationship? So is it the purpose of being right, or is it the purpose of creating a beautiful relationship between two persons?
So in a way then, right, there is this idea of leadership and what we would call real leadership. And then I think that in that case, like, the idea of relationships are, oh, I need ambition, I need confidence, I need a title. I need a title, right? You need to give me a title, then I can be a leader or something like that. But I guess like real leadership, like we said, right, requires more than all these surface things that we're looking at. Surface, what do you call it? Qualities or surface,
so-called title.
Yeah, like elements, I would say that, right? Yeah, I mean, sure, a title can give you authority on a name card, or like on a piece of paper, but it cannot automatically give you authority in other people's hearts.
That's true.
So what is that substance, right? Let's look at it, what it really takes then. What does it really take to be a real leader?
Right.
Like for example, a title, right? You're like, oh, because I'm the boss, therefore you have to attend my meeting.
Does it make them respect you in your meeting?
On their faces, maybe.
Yeah. They can report to you, but does it make them tell you the truth?
Oh man.
Right. And even if they say yes in front of you, does it mean they will agree with you?
So they paying me lip service right now.
Possibly.
Oh no.
So does it really mean that a title can buy you or give you that leadership?
Okay. So what are the ingredients? She's gonna reveal it to you right now. She have been keeping you on suspense for the last 30 minutes. Okay, you have been. I think we need to explore the ingredients with them.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about a few ingredients.
Oh, because I love cooking, by the way. Therefore, we decided to use the word ingredients.
So we're giving you 7 ingredients
Wow.
to
Okay.
cook your leadership dish.
I love it.
Okay, let's look at a few misconceptions.
Oh, you look. You know, are you going to tell them the thing? I think you should tell them first. Then
Okay.
then we talk about.
Okay, we'll talk about it and then we will have some talk about the misconception of what.
But first, I want her to give you the ingredients so you don't be left hanging.
Okay.
We want you to stay.
So the first ingredient, clarity.
Clarity. Okay, let me type it out for you.
Okay.
Ingredient number 1, ingredients. Okay.
The second one, care.
Care. Hold on, ma'am.
The third one, strength.
Strength.
Yes, strength.
What strength? Physical strength?
We'll talk about it.
Oh. Because I for sure don't have physical strength.
You will not
Okay.
lose out on it, that's for sure.
Thank God. Okay.
The fourth one, humility.
Oh man, I need that.
The fifth one, learning.
Learning?
Yes.
What?
We'll find out more. All right. The sixth one, responsibility.
That I think I have.
Mhm.
You guys need to be checking, no?
Yeah,
I like
as
checking
you
with
go
myself
through,
right now.
they have a first round of checking whether you have
Self-check.
self-check. But as we go through the details, we're going to give you a little bit more insight of what you understand of these ingredients and does it match what you understand.
Okay.
The last one, willingness to serve something larger than yourself.
That's
Than
a
yourself.
long sentence. Okay, serve. Willingness to serve
Something
something. What?
bigger than yourself.
Larger
Basically,
than
naturally,
yourself.
it basically means to serve.
Anyway, there's 7 of that, and I'm very
Yes.
curious what the 7 actually means because there's no mention of kindness and empathy in there, just so you know that.
We will go to it.
Okay.
All right. So let's first look at the common misconception about leadership.
Okay, so you know what it is, right? We're gonna tell you what we have. We have a wrong understanding, or like I won't say wrong understanding. We have a
Misconception.
misconception, okay, about
Okay.
leadership. Yes.
So
Let's do it.
I think we heard this one earlier before. Like leadership means being the loudest person in the room.
Okay, so I'm gonna write notes for everybody. A few common misconceptions. Hold on.
Alright.
Okay. Loudest person in the room. That explains.
Maybe we can ask Ivy for help.
What? Okay. Ivy, can we ask you for your help? Are you?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Spotlight yourself too, please.
Okay. Okay, I'm being spotlighted.
Right. So first thing, do you know someone who speaks confident,
Very loudly.
very loud, even the microphone will shake?
I think yes, recently I had a colleague or my freelance colleague.
Okay. So
Yeah.
is it true that someone who speaks very loud are naturally be seen as leaders?
I don't really see him as a leader, I have to confess, because I think he talks loud, but there's no substance in his talk, and it's more like using. I mean, I felt it's more like using his rank to push people down, to feel that I'm the trainer. You guys have to serve me. You guys have to do this for me. So I felt he wasn't being respectful to my colleagues also when the way he speak to us, and he talks really loud.
Okay, so obviously being loud doesn't mean you have vision or you have substance, right? So loudness is not a representation of leadership.
I'll use my personal example because like I think Ivy just described me. Years ago, I think I'm still working on this leadership substance that you're talking about. I just remember like years ago, right? Exactly like you said, I got into this power trip, I guess, like because I can be loud, right? I can speak really loudly. Then, like I tried to like get people's attention.
Or instill fear.
Oh, what?
I don't know. I mean, there's certain component of when you being loud, you instill fear in other people.
But it's kind of strange. Okay, I'll share two
Uh-huh.
points in my life, okay? And then maybe Ivy can also join in to analyze what happened to me.
Mm.
I think the first was when I turned 14, right? Obviously. And then I was 15. I was like a little, I think it's safe to say this, okay? I was a little brat, okay, or like a bit like a gangster in school. You know, like the kind of like, whoa, and you walk past everybody's like, whoa, watch out, right? Somebody just walked past you kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And that has this like, where I can't explain. I have this like power tripping going on. Like I may not be very loud then, but the presence was loud. And indeed, like she said, like people were like more of fear than looking up to me like a leader. They're like, watch out, she's gonna punch you, okay? Like that kind. Then when I went into a leadership role when I was in my like 20-ish, like maybe 25, right?
Mm.
I was a stage manager. There's this thing in the theater that's called the voice of God.
Mm.
Okay, so I need to hold up a microphone, and as long as I speak into that microphone, everybody has to listen to me. But then I realized, right, when I don't use the microphone and I try to get people, I speak loudly to people, nobody listens to me. So I think they probably only listened to me, like she said, no, because I had the rank. The voice of God rank was the stage manager title that I had.
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh man, I think she, not that you stabbed my heart, but as in my what you just explained was like, oh, sometimes it's so easy to think, right? Or because I have a title,
Mm.
right, I can use it to
Right.
not bully people, but as in I can use it to command or something like that. But without that title or without that equipment, right? When I try to use my voice, like, hey, everybody come, let's gather right now. I lost my voice and nobody gathered.
I think I have a similar example. Not me, but my mom. I grew up my mom with a loud voice.
Well, moms
And-
seem to have loud voices anyway.
Yeah, but my mom has super loud voice, and all my cousins is scared of her. So the moment she talk loudly, everybody quiet down. So it feels like
Like having a loud voice helps.
yeah, it feels like having a loud voice helps, and people will listen to you. But are people really listening to her? That's a second thing, secondary result. But people are afraid of her, that's for sure. So behind her back, all my cousins are complaining, your mom talk so loudly, she's so scary.
They just, oh my God.
So all they commented was they are scared of her, but that doesn't mean they respect her or follow her lead. You get what I mean? So that obviously loudness doesn't work.
Okay. And
Right. That's a misconception. Now let's look at the second
are
misconception.
you still going to ask Ivy for help? If not, she'll be nervous.
No.
If not, she'll feel like we use our rank to.
No, no, teachers, no. No, I'm happy to contribute and facilitate together.
Okay, cool. All right, the second one. Let's look at the second one, misconception. Leadership means you're someone who are always certain.
Then I will never be a leader. What do you think, Ivy? I don't know. Like, you see,
I think this one is just now when you are listing out the ingredients, right? Teachers, I actually check on this on clarity. I think I'm someone that don't really have clarity because I always ask myself this question because now I have a team of like program managers together with me. So actually I always ask myself, do I know exactly where I want to bring them to? I have problem understanding my company strategic directions, because they always say as a leader, you must have this follow the company strategic direction. You must bring your team there and you must align their KPI. Then I'm like, question mark, what do you mean by that? So what is the direction I need to bring them? So I felt this part I really don't have. So I do still feel that a leader must have certain level of certainty. At least when the team asks me, so where are we going next? I can tell them, okay, we're going to reach here. And how are we going to reach here? Yeah, but I felt this part I don't have it. So I do believe, I think somehow this stands true. A leader must be certain.
But I like what Ivy said just now was has certain level of certainty. But that doesn't mean that a leader must know everything.
or they pretend to know everything, right? They
Yeah.
don't. I think that's the cool thing about Ivy is she didn't pretend to know everything. She was very honest and
Yeah.
she's very honest that actually I'm not very certain, right, about this area. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah. And that's where I think that's the misconception that most people have, is that a leader must know everything, which cannot, it's pretty much impossible.
I can know. I know the only way to always be certain.
Yeah.
I'm always certain I'm
I'm
uncertain.
certain. The only thing you're certain is
I'm uncertain. Then that's quite scary. No, but actually, I think that's coming back to that is that I want to like maybe bring up the point that real leaders, I feel, right, in that case is that we don't pretend to know everything.
Yeah.
Not a misconception about knowing everything, right? Let's just forget that, because then you're kind of lying to yourself and lying to your team.
Yes.
But at the same time, that doesn't mean that if you're uncertain, you spread panic, right? You don't do that.
You're just being honest.
You're just being honest, right, to yourself first. But then, right, like what Ivy's like, I'm trying to figure it out without spreading this information to the team yet to make them freak out, right? So in a way that you are honest that, okay, I'm uncertain, but okay, I'm going to sort it out. When I'm certain, right, the bits of certainty, then I will be able to, give that clarity and certainty to the team, right? Because it's like fake certainty will be, your team comes to you and like, oh no, everything is fine, I know everything, everything's going to be great, fabulous. Then in your heart, you're like, oh my God, I'm basically on fire, like, oh my God, oh my God.
He said something. I think it's a typical
What?
It's a typical saying that some people would say that if I cannot convince them, so I confuse. That's a very scary motivation.
I'm not sure. This might also be a misconception.
Yeah,
right?
it
I
is.
think that might also be a misconception.
I think having is I like the thought of being honest. Is like, even if I don't know, but I'm willing to explore it together. That people appreciate that honesty.
Yeah.
I personally will appreciate my leader telling me that.
Yeah.
Like he said, I may not know everything, but I'm willing to do it together and let's explore it together.
Yeah.
So that honesty makes me admire him more, in the sense that he's being very honest about things. Yeah, so I like that part of like nobody knows everything, that's for sure. But if you're open to about it, which makes it at least I see that everybody have our own flaws, but we are willing to work towards something better. That's being open. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's cool. Okay.
Let's look at the third one. Misconception. Leadership means being impressive.
Impressive. What do you think, Ivy? Before I crack a joke, I think it's better to let you speak.
I think maybe the definition impressive is subjective here, because maybe to some leaders they feel that maybe it's not really impressive, but it's more like, can I show to my team that I can do it? Because if I can do it, then you guys got no excuses. You guys should also be able to do it. So maybe, I don't know, this impressive term, is it coming from that context, or it coming from another context of pure showing off? Like you show, oh, I'm the leader, I can do it. No big deal. Whether they can really do it, I don't know, but they're just trying to showcase they can do it.
Yeah. And I also like what Ivy just mentioned, that most people have this idea of thinking that I can do it, that means everybody can do it. And we do tend to impose that assumption towards everyone that we know. Yeah, and that creates a lot of conflict between people, because we have a certain level of expectation placed onto other people. Right. So that there may be things that you may be very impressive about yourself, because I've done it. This is good. So everybody must also follow the same.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. I think Ivy drew a very clear, like, like, what does it mean really to be impressive? Like, is it because I want to look good? Right? I think if the focus is like, as a leader, I want to appear impressive in the sense that I want to look good, right? Then the attention is still very self-focused, right? I'm like, me looking good, then the rest of you get a grip, catch up. It's kind of like, I'm sorry, it's like a glorified bully.
Yeah. Then that's the question that we should even ask ourselves. Would you follow a leader who always look down on you?
No.
It doesn't feel good, right?
Yeah.
To have someone always looking down on you. It's like, you this don't do well, that is
Look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me.
I'm so good.
I have done, the one that drive me okay, sorry guys, allow me to share with you like what drive me nuts.
Yes.
It's like, I was like, if you think about it, right? Until probably now, I think I haven't had this opportunity, but I've seen like some like K-dramas, right, whereby the leaders will be like, look, when somebody starts to talk, right, they will like, no, you look at me, what I've done, what I've accomplished. They basically list their like 50 years of
Good
CV,
story.
what you call that, right? The whole resume, what they have done, what they accomplished. Then the person's like, wait, isn't this supposed to be my evaluation on my performance? I just give it an example. It's kind of funny,
Yeah.
right? And what's juicy in the term? I want to.
Laurel, Daniel is asking, what is the difference in the term I want to looking good, I can do it, so all my team can do it.
I think it goes back to, in that case, that is the motivation, or like what's driving this, what's the force behind this, right? If it's really to encourage or motivate or inspire, I think that's a pretty cool direction to take, because then you want them to be better, right?
Yeah.
But if there's this subtle element of like, actually my focus is more on me, then that's more self-serving in a sense.
Yeah. And obviously we ourselves have already got it right just now, as I mentioned. We will not follow someone like that. So who will you want to follow? The question goes back to you. Who would you want to follow as a leader? For me, someone who's willing to guide me.
Somebody who cares about me.
Cares about me. For my well-being and want to help me to be a better person. Right. So if that's the case, that's probably part of the quality of being a good leader. Because we ourselves want somebody to be like that, a good leader. You're only willing to follow a leader with this kind of quality, then probably that could be one of the qualities to be a good leader. Right. So that's why being impressive is about yourself. That's a misconception. So it's not about how good you are.
Sorry, he just hit me something about impressive, right? Because this got me thinking about the question got me thinking about I want to look good, right? It's this element of I want to be liked, maybe. I got me thinking about this because I was like, as a leader, is it necessary that somebody likes me all the time? Am I willing to be disliked by my team members? It really got me thinking recently,
Right.
It's like, if I really, I think it got me thinking, is it more impressive that for their well-being, for their sake, I'm willing to do the tough,
love.
the tough love, or like the tough action? I think Ai-Ping is nodding her head, right? It gets you thinking, right? Like as a leader, if you genuinely cares about somebody's growth, well-being, are you willing to do say the tough words, right? Do the tough thing.
Or you become
like a people pleaser, right? Like, oh, it's okay, because you want to look impressive that way. Which is more impressive? That's something to think about.
Or you want people to like you.
Yeah, I mean, I am okay with hate me then. Because I genuinely care. I think it's a struggle. It's a real struggle, actually. It's not as easy.
Yeah.
I might say like it's funny, right? Like, oh, just hate me, but you will struggle, right?
Yeah.
Like if somebody gets upset with you, they dislike you because of a tough act of kindness, I would say. It's something for us to really think about, I think.
Yeah. So, well, that's a misconception.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's lead by example. I think we're going to explore more of that.
Cool. Exactly.
Yeah.
Look at the next one. The fourth misconception.
Well, Ivy will have experience for this because she's a team leader.
Leadership means people must obey me.
And the word is must.
And obey.
Must obey.
Not listen, obey.
I personally don't really like the word obey because I felt obey is like a more negative word. Like it's like command, I command you, you just listen, you shut up, don't ask me why. Just do it. Like that means there's no thinking behind it. That means whatever I tell you, if I go jump out the window, you will jump, that type. Obey. So I think the word is quite strong. I mean, from my stand, but I will say, definitely would appreciate team members will listen, more like listen to me and like follow through the thing together.
Right.
Yeah, and I felt obey it's like following blindly like that. I mean, I don't have a mind of my own to go and analyze. Does it make sense now? Why my boss asked me to jump out the window? Does it make any logical sense to do it? Or I just have the die hard, oh, you are my leader. I follow you. Okay, I jump, you know? So I don't know. I felt this word was quite strong, the word obey.
Right. And often the word obey or must obey comes with a certain element of fear and commanding, like I say this, you must follow, or using certain level of hierarchy, using my authority to put pressure on somebody. It doesn't feel good, right? I think all of us, if you have someone who gives you that kind of command, you must obey me, the first thing we will have negative thoughts coming up and negative feelings like, no, why must I? That mode of thoughts will probably come in. But why do we want people to obey us? Is it that we want people to obey us, or did we want people to follow and listen to us? That's a very fine line, It's like, is it obeying, or you just want people to listen and be willing to do as told?
I agree. I was thinking the same thing as, by the way, that's my brother, my elder brother.
Yes.
Yeah, I was already thinking about that. Like, is the word obey or obedience, does it necessarily have to be a negative thing? Like, right, from whose perspective are we looking at it? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, if, again, I think it goes back to what, as a leader, right, what is my motivation, or like what is my driver, what's driving me, right? Is it out of self again, like we said, right? It's like to be passive, right? Or to exert my power over somebody, to control somebody? Or is it really for a bigger purpose, let's say? Like, what the bigger purpose is, I think we need to explore that. Because like what he said, right, there are still situations that requires commands and obedience, right? Like exactly in the military, which he used to be from the military. Therefore, he's asking this question.
I don't know if the word obey, I just have a certain feeling about obeying, obedience. Like, it could be a sort of respect and following instructions and following commands. That could be also a form of following, but not necessarily obey has a certain, I don't know, I'm not good with English, like the meaning of obedience. Obedience.
乖啦，听
Yeah,
话。
乖. Okay. 乖听话. Okay, is it true that being 乖听话 or being obedient is
I mean, is it wrong for a child to be obedient? Parents would, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think
like they have no thinking of their own and they
they're
just
like,
obey?
yes, mom, your wish is my
Your
command.
command.
No, I think a child could be obedient out of love. Is it out of fear or out of love? I think it's something we're exploring already. Out of what is that, right? Yeah, like, or I start challenging the doctor, right? I was like, you know what I mean?
I would say I would
Exactly.
listen to the doctor's advice and follow the doctor's advice.
Obey the doctor. Your wish is my command. Okay, jokes aside, but let's go back to something more serious, because I think we can explore that, right? In terms of why he brought up military, because like in that context, right, there is a chain of hierarchy, there's a chain of command that you have to obey. The word is obey. You have to follow that, right?
Yeah.
Because why? I think if not, the military will be in chaos. I don't know. What do you think? Like, if you don't obey your commanding, what do you call that, commander or commanding officer, etc., right? I think it's going to be chaotic when it's time to protect the whatever they need to protect, like the country and so on and so forth. I think it's still a need.
I think the word is not so much about obedience, but do you honestly feel that you respect that order or command? Some people I can command, I can command you, but nobody respects them and nobody follow. They may, in the front, they say yes, 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 but behind the back, they do opposite stuff. So is it really obedience?
So
Not
I think,
necessarily.
no, let's go back to the misconception itself, right? It
Yes.
says leadership means people must obey me.
Mm.
So I think we need to look at the misconception is that as a leader, I have this idea that people must
Yeah.
obey me, right? So there's this emphasis still on that self, I think, whereby, I am the leader, therefore, what I say, you do.
Mm.
Or is it, right, when people truly understand that, as leadership means,
Mhm.
right, people, I don't know, like, it may not be everyone might obey me. I think that's something that we need to explore. It's like what that, here, I think it's talking about what that motivation really is, right?
Right.
Like, people must obey me. Or like, why don't we say the other way? Leadership means I must obey people. It changes the whole flavor of leadership.
I think the idea of misconception here is the word obey, because obedience has a certain connotation of fear and using ranks to put pressure on
It
you.
could be I obey you out of love. I obey you out of respect.
Then I won't use the word obey. That I will respect and follow in a sense.
This is a debate going on, right? Okay, because I still think you can obey a person out of respect.
But I think the underlying here we're talking about is not so much about the word obey, but the feeling.
So out of what that is,
Yeah,
right?
the feeling that there's a trust involved, and then you are willing to follow this person, not out of fear, not out of being pressurized.
Mhm.
So that's the misconception here about that, I command and people will follow. So it's about true leadership is about people are willingly doing it, not because you command it, I do it. So that is the misconception here. Commanding doesn't work because most parents command their children to do something, but it doesn't work like that. Right? Cool. Let's go move on.
She just decided, okay, cool, let's move on, guys. Because it's a lot to cook, right? It's a lot to cook. Yeah.
We still have to talk about 7 ingredients later.
Yeah,
All right.
okay.
The fifth misconception is leadership is natural.
Oh, I got this. I hear this a lot. This person is a natural born leader. I was like, oh, so at birth, the baby is already a natural born leader. At birth, the baby is already like...
They start commanding attention.
Hey, possibly, right? I mean, you can look at that.
What do you think?
Last time I used to think it's like that. There are people who are just
Born with it.
born to be a leader.
Right.
But then after the first few sessions of like hearing other teachers sharing, they actually, I think this myth has been 推翻. So it's been like, wiped off because
Debunked.
because debunked, yes, because it seems like leader can be created and not born. So if leaders can be created, that means actually every one of us here has the potential to become a leader. We just need to, like what teacher has mentioned, like know the ingredients, how to cook ourselves to become a delicious leader.
I think what this statement of misconception often gives people an excuse.
Oh, because I'm not born with it, therefore
I
I'm
cannot
not
lead.
born to lead.
Yeah, I will
cannot
just
lead.
follow. I will just follow her.
Right. I think it's in a skillful way, it's a very elegant way of avoiding.
It's an elegant excuse
Yeah. Of not wanting to
receive training.
Yeah, to do something like
Because
that.
like she said, right? Like I mean, like Ivy says, like as a you can create a leader. Means like you can be trained to be a leader. You can actually sow the seeds to become a leader per se, right? But so like most of us then will think we are just trying to worm our way out of maybe responsibility.
I think there's also common things like I'm not born to exercise.
Yeah, me too.
Then the question is, are there people born to do push-ups?
Above the baby is really good.
Do push-up. So we tend to use a lot of this kind of statement saying, I'm not born to something, I'm not born to something. But nobody's born to be able to do something, right?
Everything
is being trained. We can all be
you
trained.
can always create, right? I think
Yes.
that's a cool thing.
Cool.
So then, okay, so So with Ivy's help, right, leadership is not loudness.
Mm.
Right? It's not about I have to be certain 100% about every single thing. It's not about being like I'm impressive, I look good, right? A lot about like a control. I think the obedient part was about control, right? About like being controlling, or about like born naturally.
Mm.
Then the question is, what is it? What then does it take for us to be a leader?
That's where we go into the 7 ingredients.
So therefore, now we need to define, right? Like
Yes.
leadership as the ability. I think that's a good thing. Leadership is an ability,
Mm.
right? It's an ability to guide people to a better place in a way that they can trust you. That's quite cool, right? So you're going to look at, if you remember the 7 ingredients, we're going to look through the ingredients together.
Right.
Okay.
Let's look at the first one.
Yeah. What is the C? We explore that when we have time, okay? I think that's Daniel.
Yes.
Because of time. Okay. Okay, ingredient 1, clarity.
Which what Ivy was talking about earlier, right? Like sometimes as leader, we need to be clear where we are heading, right? So that we can really guide our team to work towards a common goal, to achieve a certain goal. So important for a leader to have clarity. People cannot follow you because you're like in confusion, you can't follow really anybody. So it's important to have clarity where you're heading, what's the next step, and why it matters.
Can I also say that clarity in the sense of a direction or like some sort of like a vision?
Mm.
Like even if, can I say like some leaders may not have the full picture, right?
Yeah.
You may not have the full picture, but at least you have some direction of as to where we are headed. So the clarity in that area.
And also clarity in the sense of having to guide people to know what matters, what is important. Of course, having a clear vision and then work towards that. Of course, you may not know all the answers to everything. That's where you're able to communicate clearly and being honest about it. I think that's most important here in terms of clarity.
So like examples, right? Like
Yeah.
maybe then we can ask IB for some help here in the sense that, you know, like based on now that you get the first ingredient of like, oh, clarity, like based on what you shared with us earlier about like right now there's kind of a lack of that clarity. What would you do with your team?
Actually, what I have been doing now is I did what teacher said is I'm very honest with teams. So sorry, I got no idea what is the overall strategic direction, but we will work towards that. So we will like ongoing. We will fine tune the objectives and all this stuff. So I hope that give them a sense of trust and confidence that yes, I may not have the direct answer now, but I'm happy to support the team and do this together with them. So this is what I've been doing.
I think it's a cool thing. It's like I think Ivy takes the time and the effort, right, to explain. I think that's very important. Yeah, even if you are not clear, right, you kind of like guide them step by step. I think that's something that most people need, even like for us, right? Whether we are leaders or whether we are followers, I think we kind of need to know what the next step would be, or like some people just need to know the next step. Some people need to know the next few steps, right? Not everybody needs to know the whole flight of stairs, for example. So I think that's very important. Clarity.
Right. Thank you, Ivy. Let's look at the second ingredient, care.
Care.
Yeah. Why is care important?
So is care kindness?
I think so. You care about your team's well-being. You want to know what do they want to achieve. Like for example, would you follow a leader that basically commands you to do everything, and then at the end of the day they get all the
credit
and
acknowledgement,
yeah,
and then they dump you aside.
Yeah, and they basically they don't care what you want. They don't even care about what's your growth and what is it in you. They don't even, it doesn't matter. They don't matter to them. You don't matter. You won't want to follow this kind of leaders, would you? No, right?
I'm just trying to like cook this word care because like I think earlier we had Eddie who said that kindness and empathy.
Yes.
So does this fall on just care, encompass kindness and empathy?
Yeah.
That's true.
I think when you talk about care means you take care of their well-being.
Mm-hmm.
You know what they want,
Mm-hmm.
how to help them grow, and then how to guide them in a way that there's also a form of respect. Of course, that respect doesn't mean that you have to be people pleasing all the time, but you know how to guide them. Of course, there'll be times there's tough love, but you still respect them as a person. Yeah. And you will want to follow this kind of leader who really cares about your well-being. Yeah. And not just about making use of you,
Oh,
use
okay.
all your skill sets, and then to achieve
For
my
my
goal.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. That's a huge difference, right?
Yeah, that's quite cool.
Right. That's the ingredient number 2. Now let's look at ingredient number 3. That's where you talk about
Physical strength.
strength. Strength means physical strength. You have to do 100 push-ups. Then
Maybe.
I'll see you as a leader.
I think for me, I interpret strength more of like you must have very strong EQ.
Ah.
Because
Okay.
if you want to be the one to be the bad boss, right? The tough love, right? You have to able to take it like people will start disliking you or they don't because they don't understand why you're doing it. So they may criticize you and they may misunderstood you. So you have to able to take in all this. And then I think the strength also important, like um anything that happen or any changes going on, you have to be strong enough to hold the team. Even though inside I'm shattering already, but I cannot show them I'm shattered or I'm
Right.
nervous or I'm lost or I'm frustrated. You still have to, no problem. We will do it. But inside it's like, oh, you're either scolding, cursing, swearing, or like confused. But then you have to hold back the emotion. So I felt that one really need a lot of strength and practice. Because recently I went through that same experience because of a sudden retrenchment. So one of my best colleague, most capable colleague, was being axed off. And it
Oh.
happened within the moment morning she stepped in. And then the next moment my boss told me, just want to have a quick word with you, blah 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 blah. We decided to blah blah blah. Then I went, huh? Then I was like, I was really emotional. I was really emotional because I couldn't understand there's no logic behind the whole action. But I can't show my frustration or anger or what. Although I can't help it, I still like sort of cry a little bit, but I still have to keep calm, because I'm their leader.
Right.
Yeah, so I feel that strength is in terms of that and also to hang in there and to keep pushing the team to go forward. So I felt all this need a lot of strength. Of course, keeping
Right.
myself healthy, I think is also important.
Right. Right. I think Ivy highlighted a very important thing. Like earlier ingredient we talked about caring, right? But if someone who cares but without inner strength, then it will just be helpless sympathy. Oh, so poor thing, but I cannot help you. Then you cannot be a leader that people look up to. So having that inner strength is important. It's of course not about physical strength, but that inner strength that are able to keep calm, keep steady under pressure, under things when things happen, that you can have the inner strength to know that you still have to lead a bunch of people to some place. You have certain stability in there. Of course, that also could mean, what other strength would you think that involves?
I think I agree. She said I'm not giving up easily because I struggle with what Ivy shared with me is because I get emotional. I'm a person who get emotional and I do get upset. Like although you say addiction, I don't get angry as much, but I will still have that. I'm human, right? I like when it comes, right, and it hits you, right, you're like, okay, I need a moment. So I feel that I should still be able to feel something, right? Like you say, cry and everything, no, but then gather yourself, right? I think it's hard. Sometimes I feel I've done things that I'm not sure if I'm ashamed of it, I'm proud of it, until today. It's that sometimes I will go to my leader and scold the leader. Like for example, me. Okay, I'm not saying that you should do it because there I was like the strength wise, right? I'm not saying I score in a unreasonable way, but like sometimes do we have the inner strength to, let's say, understand some decisions? Like, like I feel like sometimes like, oh, there's a difficult decision that is passed down, right? I need to go and pass the difficult decision to my people. Why don't you go do it? But of course, then I understand that it's because I'm their leader, right? But sometimes when I find that decision is unreasonable, let's say, the question is, do I pass it down or not? If I can't 不过我这关啊, like, if I can't
Even
accept it, right, then how am I going to calmly and rationally talk to my team about it? So I don't know this, when it comes to this inner strength, does it also include being able to talk to a higher authority about it as well?
I think in what you just mentioned, I would say it's a form of responsibility. You take on the responsibility to take care of your team. So when the things comes in unreasonably, of course, then you will have to make sense of it. You have to reason. I won't say you will go approach them and scold and yell at them, but you will go in with the understanding of wanting to reason out. Why is this happening? And so that, if I myself can understand the reason, then I explain it clearly to my team to understand it. Because if I cannot accept it myself, I won't be able to pass the right message to my team. And everybody will be unhappy, and you won't have a good team to follow you because everybody's unhappy. So you go back, you come with the responsibility of, I need to take care of my people, but first of all, I need to understand the situation. So if I cannot accept this, I have to go and understand what is the situation, why is this happening? Then when I can understand it myself, then I can pass on the message to my team. So I would see it as a form of being responsible leader. And you have to make decisions, that's for sure. You have to probably make difficult decisions, and you are taking the accountability as a leader in a sense. So that's where inner strength comes in. And of course, inner strength doesn't mean you have no emotion all the time, right? Means situation happen, I'm always calm. That probably depends on individual. It doesn't happen to everybody. But we're talking about inner strength is you still will hold the fort. Of course, you will have emotions coming, but at the end of the day, you need to manage it because I have a team of people to lead. Right. That's where inner strength comes in.
Right.
Because you're responsible for them. So that's very cool.
Oh, it's tough, man. I think this third one is tough.
Inner strength.
The next one is tougher.
Right. As you're going through, you may want to look at it whether
which is already natural to you, right? And then,
right. Which is it that you need to build on?
My God, this one.
The fourth one, humility. Now, humility has a very great line. Some people will think, we go to the other extreme humility that, no lah, I cannot do lah, I'm not that good lah.
The Singaporean just came out of her, just so our friends.
Right, we tend to, or most Chinese have that form of, that the feeling of humility, having to put themselves down in a way.
It's like self degradation. That's degrading yourself.
Yeah. So humility doesn't mean
I'm not that good, I'm useless.
Yeah. So that's the other end.
Oh.
Okay, but what does humility in this case means? I think it's a lot about not going prideful, the other end.
Arrogant, you mean?
Yeah, arrogant. Right. Not being arrogant that I know everything.
Oh, man.
All right, but when you fall into that pitfall of feeling that I know everything, basically
you don't know anything.
Yeah, you create a bottleneck for yourself, or basically a lead on your own learning.
Yeah, exactly. Humbleness, right? Humility. That's what Daniel said.
Yeah. Humility is about humbleness. It's like knowing that I can always continue to grow and learn. Like I'm not the top, I'm not the best, but there's always opportunity, and there's always more learning that I can do, right? Willing to learn. I think it's the attitude. They're willing to learn. And I think there's also an important element of willing to be corrected.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
I think it's a difficult one.
Why are you laughing?
I think it's a difficult one. Like most of us get a little bit of pride being hurt when you are being corrected. This is not easy. Even for myself, when we get corrected, there's certain pride in us that will be, get hit and it doesn't feel good, right? But humility that involves willing to be corrected, but that willing to be corrected, not to say that you are wrong, but it's the attitude of willing to improve. I want to improve. I want to be better. That's where the attitude is, you put something bigger over your own ego. Like when we feel upset that I'm being corrected, that's where you put your pride, your own ego in the first place, and you don't care about anything else. But someone who has a bigger mission in mind, they're willing to be corrected, they're willing to improve, they're willing to learn. So that's the attitude that a good leader should have. Right. You have anything to
Ivy is quietly listening.
Yeah, because I think this is a very good point mentioned about the willingness to be corrected. Because I felt sometimes this is tough, especially when you are corrected by someone maybe who are newer
Mm.
or who join a company later. Because yeah, I do agree, we do have certain level of pride because we are so proud of what we have done so far, Then when someone new come, Ivy, I'm sitting this one, then at that split second, you have, I feel a little bit upset, like, hey, why are you correcting me? Then when I think about, yeah, actually, what this person say makes sense. How could I thought of that, Then I suddenly realized that, yeah, this person say makes sense. So then I just need to like humble down myself and like accept it and thanks the person for reminding me and correcting me. But I know it's tough, especially when the person is newer. But if from someone that we respected a lot, we probably would not have this problem. Like if the teachers come and tell, okay, Ivy, you can improve by doing this, then you will, oh yes, teacher, okay, I will take down notes, So I guess also different depending on where this correction come from. It also plays a part whether how we manage that.
I think the cool thing for me, right, is like, knowing Ivy for a while now is that actually she is a very humble leader. To me, I see it that way. And I feel like she's so cool. You know why? Because that's what I really admire about Ivy. Okay, I'm not going to reveal her age, but you get an idea. You know why? Because I really struggle with this ingredient for a very long time. Okay, I really, really struggled even after I started learning the DCI Global C system, right? It was so difficult for me because I'm naturally arrogant. And I refuse to see that. Okay, it's like, I'm like, okay, I am okay, it was like, then I was young, right? Then I was like, things were good working out for me. And I was like, I'm smart. I had this, I wouldn't even say healthy, I had this like overinflated sense of not before you get the prize, that's self-worth.
Okay.
It's like I'm confident, people would think, right? And then that was when it started to hurt. Like what Abby said, right? If somebody corrects you, okay, that's happened. Because like even my brother is probably not here now, okay, but anyway, because right, I am the obnoxious one at home. Okay, my brother's he's my elder brother. Okay, I'm the second sister. Okay, then I have my younger sister, my mom. Do you know that I'm the queen at home? When I speak, they listen to me out of fear.
Loud.
I'm loud. Okay, I'm overbearing. I am. Okay, yeah, I know this get me thinking because really I struggled with humility and I couldn't see it. I was like, why I'm right? I use logic. Like logically, I'm right. So, but that became a part that I struggled for a very long time. I think Teacher Kelly knows about that. It's like it's so hard. And then when somebody corrects me, I'm like, what do you know? Okay, let's debate. If you can beat me, okay. It was like that, no? And then to make it worse, right? It's like it's like, oh, at least you say like teachers tell me, right, Lisa. I was like, no. So I don't care. How long, what's the deal? Even towards her, I was so, she's like, and to make it worse, I think also like age became a thing as well. I think like, like somebody who's younger than me,
Mm.
tries to correct me. I was like, dude, when
What?
you were drinking milk, I have okay by the way, our European and American friends, right? In Asia, there is a saying, I've eaten more salt. 我吃的盐比你吃的米多, right? It's like I've eaten more salt than you have eaten rice. That means, right, I've gone through and I've weathered more challenges than you have. What do you know? So, I always had this like arrogance out of me. And I think I'm talking about it so that I can learn humility a bit more. Like for instance, I'm going to bring up Tian anyway. She's not here. Okay. Yeah, Wang Tian is younger. So when I first met her, was like, she was really young. She was like 20, 21.
Mm.
Right? And she was brilliant, by the way. She is still brilliant, okay? And then, sometimes she's like, I think it's like, that's when it happens, right? Like what Ivy said, like when they come into it, by the way, I think, yeah, she does it in a very,
Very
skillful, not skillful. She was a bit like fearful of me.
very shy.
Yeah, she was fearful. She was like, oh my God, she's going to yell at me or something. But that's when I realized that I had this arrogance. Like when she corrected me, she was still being very humble about it. I was the one who couldn't deal with the fact that because she's younger, who is she? Like even though by the way, she makes sense, okay? Because Wang Tian is very logical. So that's when I want to share is like, I really struggle with this because sometimes in your team, you have brilliant people, talents. And if you allow our arrogance to
Cover.
blind us, right? Then we don't allow better people to perform. That's why I realized that, I started to learn, even if like Brian Mendoza, who's not here, he's younger than me and I treat him like my younger brother. And that's when I realized that, hey, these more capable people, I can learn from them.
They have a lot to give.
That's when I learned humility. I started to realize that, maybe for me to see talented people, hey, that's a good sign. Why not? Right? Then let them like I wouldn't even use the word outshine anymore. I was like, let them shine. There's no competition.
I think sometimes the thing that we may feel is like, as a leader, I must know everything or have to be the best in everything.
I must be better than all of you.
Yeah, I must be better than all of you. If that's the case, then you won't need a team. You can do everything yourself.
Oh, that's true. Dang.
That's it. Sometimes you also have to reason.
I need people to show off too, you see. Just kidding, you know that, right? There could be some people who actually unintentionally or subtly not be aware of that. Yeah, I need a bunch of people to look up to me, right? I'm not kidding, you know what I mean? But now I realize that having a team is that being able to groom and nurture talents who outshine themselves. It's not about me anymore.
Yeah. But in that's the case, then you'll never learn because you're always the best.
So we move on to the next one ingredient, which is called learning.
Yes.
Oh man, okay, you talk now. You talk to Ivy.
Right. So what do you think about learning, Ivy, as a leader?
Wow, the leader knows it all already. What's there to learn?
Okay, for me, okay, maybe I have the typical Asian, like I always still feel belittled about myself. I still feel like I don't have enough knowledge or enough skill set to
Kidding.
lead my team. So I would definitely agree that as a leader we still must continue to learn because things changes so fast. Like for instance, one example is like currently in my company, suddenly they say, oh, we're going to start using AI for all sorts of application. How can you implement AI to make your work more efficient? Then I suddenly realized that, oh gosh, I have been so busy with using Excel, manually keying in my formula, going Google and find out what sort of formula can do what function. Then I suddenly realized, oh, I can just give a very good prompt and then my AI can generate a summary of table for me or, can help me to do some tasks or help me to proofread certain things to make life easier for myself. And I realized I don't know all these things. Then if I don't know how all these things, then how can I guide my team and encourage them to also use this tool when I don't even use it? So I was thinking, that's why it also occurred to me learning is so important. And I think I remember Gershon Michael also mentioned that we have to make sure we learn one new thing every day. So I felt this is definitely important as a leader. Leader cannot just be stagnant. We have to forever grow. If we don't grow, I think our team cannot grow with us.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I think when we talk about learning, right, as well, I was also thinking about there's so much to learn.
Yeah.
And then Ivy pointed out, right, everybody is busy, right? If we are so busy, time is limited, there's so much to learn, then what should we learn? As in, what should we place our limited or time and resources and focus on? And that's where I'm just going to do a sharing sales pitch here for everyone, right? So that we can share with our friends. And also for our YouTube, if you watch our video right now, is that we've been listening a lot now. We've been talking about the misconceptions of leadership. We've been talking about the ingredients of leadership, right? We're now at the 5th ingredient, which is learning. And then what should we learn given that you're so busy? And that's why when we talked about there are deeper causes to everything, right? What really matters is your time and resource. So don't waste your time and resource. Why don't we just go directly to the source, of deeper causes? So what if I can learn the source, or I can learn deeper causes that powers, right, my business, powers, right, my team management, my people skills, my communication. And that's what I think DCI, or we call it Diamond Cutter Institute Global, focuses on, which is why we call it a seed system. Is that we use this analogy of mental seeds, right? Where everything you think, say, and do, what we would say that they create or they plant mental seeds. Okay, for you to be able to experience the world that you want, for you to be able to create the results that you want, right? You need to be able to know how to do that, right? How to do the right, okay? Not morally right now, but it's like literally what should I do in order to create the results that I want to see in my life, or in my business, right? That's why we want to talk about learning, which is we encourage you on 3rd to 5th July, right, this year. Okay, we are having this program called the Automatic Leadership.
In Singapore.
In Singapore and also online. So we welcome you to come to Singapore in person. Why? It's because our founder, which is Geshe Michael Roach, he will be coming to Singapore to have an in-person program, Automatic Leadership. And it already sounds as cool as you think it is, right? Automatic leadership, meaning to say, if you know how to create or plant the seeds, right, for the right causes to be automatically seen as a leader. Not just seen, okay? Literally create a team, okay, who will follow you, listen to you. And the cooler thing is, you as a leader, you are equipped, okay, with the wisdom, okay, with the qualities to be an electrifying leader. Electrifying leader, I would say, okay? Some leaders really do have that kind of, you can call it aura, you can call it charisma, okay? You can call it that kind of presence. And I will really encourage you to come to Singapore in person, because that's what you would experience from the founder himself. His presence, okay? You can already feel a quiet, electrifying leader. He's not loud, by the way. Okay, he's not loud, but he has a great sense of humor. He has a deep, wisdom. You can feel, his care, his love for you, and we're talking about, he is a business, he owns 41, I heard. 42 organizations around the world, by the way. Okay, he is busy. But how does he do that? How can a person, he has a huge team. He has teams of people. And then, how do you manage these teams, right? Worldwide, right? So you want to learn from the master who has done it. He has walked the path. So I think there's no better way than to learn from somebody who has it. Okay, so we want to spend our time to learn wisdom that has worked, not just for him, by the way, for many people around the world who has learned the seed system. Okay, I really encourage you to please join us, okay, live in Singapore, or if not, you can learn it online. Of course, we encourage you to learn it live in Singapore. Why?
Special.
Special?
I know somehow it's special to be in person.
I think is like in this, I would just say, especially in person wise, like, I tell you guys, the COVID days are over. You guys, come on, get out of your houses. Come on, let's gather, right?
Yes.
There is something beautiful about being able to be in person.
And there's the energy involved.
Yeah, it is. Like we interact and we come together and we learn together. Why I encourage you to come in person is because learning together, it's just a memorable experience and something that would be imprinted in your every being. Okay, so that said, okay, that ends my sales speech here for now. And it's her turn.
I think it's like what you mentioned about electrifying leader. We can talk so much about it,
But you have to feel it.
you have to experience it yourself. What it means by electrifying leader. This automatic leadership is there. You will experience it yourself.
Yeah, okay, now this is where we can tell the joke that Jack was sharing. Like in small areas, you'll be like, I'm not going to bring my company to IPO, but it could be small little ways where this automatic leadership shows up.
Okay, I'll do the talk.
Okay, that's the three co-founders and one team.
We were having a kind of team workshop yesterday, like in a venue. So we finished the workshop, then suddenly Jean was actually facilitation for the workshop. So she was up front talking, and then at the end of the day, we were trying to pack up the place to go. Then we were cleaning up the whiteboard. She's actually doing the first round of cleaning.
Yeah.
Then after that, you said something.
I said, because I was cleaning the whiteboard and I was like, oh my God, I cannot deal with the ink traces on the whiteboard. It looks so dirty. I cannot stand it, right?
Yeah.
So I was done. I was like cleaning and then...
Yeah. So she was cleaning, but she managed to clean parts of it, but there's still like marks. After a while, the whiteboard, if you stay too long, there's stains that can't really be cleaned off very nicely.
So I told them that I just said,
she just said that word of like,
I can't deal with it. It's so dirty, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I need to go to the washroom. Boom, I left.
So then, as she was saying it, I went up and I started cleaning the side that she have cleaned. I would try to use what do you call it?
The sanitizer, right? Just some alcohol.
So I started cleaning the sides where she has already cleaned off. Then next moment after she cleaned the first round, then she went up.
I went to the washroom. Yes.
Then Jack, our other
co-founder,
came coming up to the board.
It was there. So already
she went to pick up paper, some paper towel, and then she started cleaning the other side of the whiteboard. And next thing you see,
my brother as well, my team member.
Yeah. Team member
who really actually doesn't care about the cleanliness of the whiteboard.
Actually, none of us cared.
Nobody cared. Nobody cared except me.
Yeah, but because they said that, so I started cleaning. Then the next moment, Jack came up. Then next moment, Richard was cleaning the center part of the board. Then next moment, I turned around and see Jean walked out to the toilet. Then I started reflecting. She walked out, she said that, but none of us cared whether the board is clean or not. But the three of us were cleaning the board after she said that. Then it's like, it's so funny. It's like, we don't bother whether the board is clean or not. But because she bothered, and she said that, three of us started cleaning the board because of what she said. Then it's like, yeah, that's automatic leadership.
Then when I came back in, the board was so clean. I was like, guys, I thought you didn't care.
We don't, but because of what you said, three of us started cleaning.
I was so happy. I was like, thank you.
Yeah, we were
transformed into cleaners, right? Well, no, that wasn't my intention, no.
It was so funny because I literally see that whole situation. It's like, when am I cleaning this? Why is it that the other two person we don't even bother, but we were all cleaning because of what
compelled
she said.
to clean.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is just a small example. I didn't force them, right?
Yeah.
I didn't want them to obey me. It was just like, something that I cared about.
And she didn't command us.
I didn't command you. I just said it. Then Jack said it. I was like, that's leadership, power talk. Yeah. I just said it and they did it.
Yeah, but two of us started cleaning.
I was like, then in my heart I was thinking, maybe I shouldn't focus on things like that. I should focus on like growing our business. How about guys?
But you were facilitating and all of us are doing it.
That's true. Yeah, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So that's what we want to say also. I think the automatic leadership part will be very fun.
Mm-hmm.
It will appear in different areas of your life and it will be fun.
Yeah.
There will be tough times, but most importantly, you will enjoy what you do. I think that's what I'm talking about.
What I wanted to highlight was not so much it is about the automatic part of it. She said it and we just did it. And not that we did it unhappily. We just did it willingly
And automatically.
and automatically, and we're not even unhappy about it. We're all cleaning it.
And they were laughing, I think,
Yeah,
about the
we were-
situation.
yeah, exactly. So that's the amazing part about automatic leadership. People just naturally wants to follow what you said.
Oh,
That's
they are exactly having time and fun at the same time.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of snacks. Okay. Now let's come back. I think we have to speed up because I think
yes, we haven't
I've
covered.
been receiving reminders about the time.
Yeah.
The time is never enough for the two of us. I realized that. Let's go.
Where did-
Ingredient number 6.
Where did all the time go?
From
Okay.
laughing. Okay.
The next 6 ingredient, responsibility. I think we talked a little bit about that earlier. We talked about when you care and
Yeah.
your strength, and it's all about taking responsibility. Like we don't pass on the responsibility to our team member. You know, like when things happen, you won't blame it on your member. It's their fault. It's this person's fault, that person's fault. But as a leader, you take on the responsibility.
Yeah.
That's what it means to be a leader.
Yeah.
You will shoulder the responsibility. You will protect your team member in a sense. I think, and also responsibility has a very subtle or more deeper connotation. It's about even when you have problems with your team member, we as a leader should take on the responsibility in terms of having to understand what is it for me to understand, what is it for me to improve, even when you encounter challenging staff, employee, then what do I have to take on, or what do I have to work on to improve the situation? Right. It's not so much of everything is their fault. Everything is their fault. They challenge me. They don't do this. They don't follow this. It's easy for us to do that. Everything is their fault. But that doesn't solve the problem.
Yeah.
But when we take on the responsibility in terms of how can I change my style, my communication method, or whatever that I can do from my part to improve the situation or to help this person grow. So that's a lot more about responsibility.
And I just think about it, right? It's like taking responsibility also means like, why am I seeing this? Not to go into a self-blame thing, like, oh my God, what did I do again? But it's more like, okay, look, why am I seeing this objectively, right? And what can I do to change this situation? Not exactly to change this person per se, right? But what can I change about the way I communicate? What can I change about the way I respond? I prefer the word respond to react, okay, right? Reaction is very knee-jerk, meaning to say like, something happens, oh, let's do something about it. Let's react, right? Let's kind of quickly. But responding takes a moment of wisdom. I want to use the word moment of wisdom is to pause, right? And think about, okay, I'm seeing this. I'm seeing this appear to me. I'm seeing this situation. What about this situation is bothering me?
What could be a root cause of it?
Yeah, that's where in the automatic leadership level 8, we'll go dive deeper into deeper causes, right? So we see deeper causes like, so what, have I done this to somebody else before in the past? For instance, right? Okay, if I have, then naturally I'll be seeing it in my environment, right? So in a sense that I think for me, it's taking responsibility is that, I'm seeing this, but what can I do to change myself? I think it's something that I think for me, right, it's difficult, but something important is to take responsibility of what's happening even for the team. I'll give you a quick example, I think, so that everybody can have an idea. I remember when I was in theatre, right, as a stage manager, I have my assistant stage managers, I have the crew, and sometimes when things happen, let's say the props that go missing, or like, the crew didn't prepare certain things, or the assistant managers, I mean, mistakes happen. Okay, then naturally, right, sometimes the director would be like, get upset, right? I could have easily sold them out in a sense, like, you go, it's them. But for me, I decided to do it in a way whereby I'm like, you know what? It was my responsibility to train them. If they messed up, it's on me. So that's when I will tell the director that, it's me. I didn't train them well. I take responsibility for that. Then, of course, I didn't know better, right? Then I will I will also debrief my team, right? And then that's when I will tell them that, okay, it's so easy to scold somebody, to be very honest. It's like, you didn't know this, but that's not going to help the situation. But instead, I did consequences. Like, because this happened today, what was the consequences? So from today onwards, what do we all need to do? So then that's where they will voice out that, yeah, okay, they take responsibility, but they will do better the next tomorrow onwards. Then that's when I empower them. At the same time, I can also give them advice how they can do it better. So that's why I realized that that was quite cool in a sense that the past I had a bit of this understanding. So I think this responsibility part was really cool because then you will see your team grow. Yeah, because they trust you. They're like, oh, they know that they can rely on you. Yeah.
Right. So finally, we go to the last one.
Oh,
Kasi.
this is just I'm very interested in.
Service something larger.
Like what?
Like we mentioned earlier, talking about, leadership is not all about me. Right? It's not about my status, like I getting all the limelight and then I getting all the power and the control. Because if you really start to, we have experienced someone who behaves like that, and we all don't like how he feels. And we won't want to follow a leader like that because it's all about them and nothing about wanting to take care of us. And that's where in most companies that if you notice leader like that, the turnaround will be very fast because they can feel whether such leader really care about them. But if you have a leader that takes care of you and wanting to see you grow and keep wanting to find opportunity to promote you, to give you more opportunity to shine, to improve, to grow, people will follow these kind of leader. Even if you send them away, they will come back, right? They just want such leaders to follow, right? That's where service is not all about ourselves as a leader, but how do I serve everyone in the team and to help everybody go to a better place. I think that's the whole idea about leadership.
I think the cool thing about like service to something larger reminds me of a mission. Like, like something larger means like we have a mission and everybody, that's where we are heading towards. And it hit me that I used to read a lot more books than I do these days, in a sense. Like for instance, right, there's Simon Sinek, right? And he says that leaders eat last. Okay, he has a book that says leaders eat last. And it got me thinking that, I haven't read that book per se, but no time to read, too many things to read, right? But the fact the title got me thinking is that should a leader eat first? But then it got me thinking is that, the leader is last in a sense of service, right? Is to serve the team members because the team members are the ones together with the leader who are doing something or working towards a mission that serves beyond just the team. There is some kind of ripple effect going on, and I think that is extremely, extremely cool. Okay, I probably wouldn't say the word noble, but it's really meaningful, right? To do something beyond just us. So it got me thinking that maybe exactly that it's not just about me anymore. Therefore, I need to feed my team well because they need to feed them well, not literally just eating a meal, right? It's like feed them in terms of emotional support, in terms of like whatever they need, and so on. So it really got me thinking that that's so cool that great leadership. We have heard about different terms about leaderships, right? Like servant leadership, blah, blah, leadership. But I guess like ultimately there needs to be a purpose beyond just serving a person's ego.
Right.
It's like, what good can we bring to the world? Yeah, like what meaningful thing are we doing to serve a community? So I think everybody should think about that. I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah. I think I like the fact that you mentioned like everybody serving a bigger mission. And like, of course, that mission were to serve more people, like a certain product that you all create that help to serve more people. And that would be a very beautiful mission when everybody's working towards it together. And that sense of achievement will be different rather than everybody's working for their own goal, personal goal aspects, but you work towards a bigger mission.
I think I think because I know of time.
Yes.
Anyway, Q&A. Let's just ignore the Q&A. Okay, if you have questions, just type in. We want to use our time.
Yeah.
Why? Because I think we need to move on to the subtitle called Humility, Apprenticeship, and Love for the Craft. This is the juicy part.
Mhm.
I feel this is really the juicy part. The first question that I would like to ask Kelly is why is humility so important? Why does humility create a leader that people will want to follow, which means authority?
Mm. I personally feel like someone, like we talked about a little bit about it earlier, that humble people, you feel that there's always opportunity to grow, and you're willing to listen. You're willing to hear that inputs from other people, that there's room for improvement. And that's where, when you allow yourself to have room for improvement, that's where you will grow. But if you don't have humility, you feel that I'm the best, I'm already tip top, I know everything, then you place a lead on top of you that you will never grow. You're stagnant, you stay there stuck. And that's where because you think you're the best. And that thought of thinking you're the best will not allow you to receive more insights, which is a dangerous thought to have. And also, like, I don't know, somehow when you look at someone who has humility, who is humble, it makes you feel that you can trust them. I don't know, do you have this experience of seeing a boss serving other people? You'll tend to feel this person is very humble, and you somehow feel like they are a very likable person and a very approachable person. So the feeling you get from experiencing a humble person is very different. What do you think?
I would like to take it to the other point,
other-
which is not the other extreme, but is to think about humility, right?
Yeah.
Humility really is not about like, oh, I'm lesser. It's not actually. It's like you can be a very confident leader, but you can also be humble at the same time. Why? I've been trying to read this book. Okay, you laugh. I bought this book for a very long time, but I've been trying to read it. This book is called Give and Take, okay, by Adam Grant. It says why helping others drives our success. And I wanted to read it because it is very aligned, or it on the paper, on the title, right? It seems very aligned to what the founder of Diamond Cutter Institute Global, Gish Michael Roach, he talks about how, generosity, right? It creates more abundance, right? More wealth, right? So it's like basically it's about giving. And why am I talking? How does humility and giving get together? How does humility create authority has to do with giving? I want to say it's about the attitude. Humility is an attitude to me. If you give out of as a leader, you give anything out of love because you're humble, right? Out of care, out of concern, out of genuine interest in a person. Why does then that is in no way it does not create authority, because you have just created the seeds, okay, of trust, of people willing to listen to you because you listen to them. Therefore, you give them what they want. Let me rephrase that. Maybe I made it in a more roundabout way, but let me go directly. If you are a humble leader, you are more open. You are open. You have an open heart. You have an open heart, therefore you are really listening to what others not just want, what they need. They may not tell you what they need because sometimes people don't know what they need. But humble leaders are able to hear through the harshest criticism and words and to be able to see what a person really needs. And they are able to give what people want and what people need. And I think that's very cool, because then it creates, I feel, that deeper causes, right? Of others seeing that, hey, this person is pretty cool. They can take anything that is tough, right? And yet be able to know what I want and know what I need. And I think that creates that kind of a connection in a way, right? Of people humbling themselves down to you too. I don't know whether you see this or not, like, you know, when you are able to humble yourself, you see your team also being able to humble themselves with you. But for me, why I think humility speaks to me a lot, because I think I've experienced about being arrogant, right? So it's like, for instance, when I think that being arrogant or being bossy creates authority, actually you think about it, right? In terms of deeper causes, let's say like makes like. If I'm arrogant, right? When I was arrogant, I cannot receive any input. If I can only listen to the good stuff, I only listen to the compliments. So I cannot receive the feedback that would help me become a better person. Make sense? Or a better leader. So if I don't listen, I'm arrogant. In a way, if like makes like, I create a deeper causes of seeing people around me not listen to me and blocking me out. If people block me out, that means I don't have authority.
They were not willing to listen. They were not willing to follow.
Exactly. So therefore, I think that it goes back then. Therefore, the other way is true, which is humility creates authority. Right? It does train us, I think, because then are we, giving out of what are we giving out? Like when I'm arrogant, guys, I give out of arrogance. I give because I'm better than you. Therefore, I'll see a lot of people around me who will also see that way. Why are you a leader? You're not fit to be one. Why should I follow you? Crazy, right? So I'm just sharing that. Yeah, cool. So, is that okay?
Yes.
Boss?
Love
Okay.
Thank you.
I have personal experience of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like it.
thank you.
Right, let's look at the second one. Apprenticeship.
Another.
It's very much
Okay.
connected to humility. It is kind of
Is it-
interconnected, right? Someone who has humility, humble, then they think that I will always have more room to grow and learn.
I'm willing to do the dirty work.
I'm willing to do the dirty work. I'm willing to start from zero. I'm willing to learn. That's the attitude of someone who's humble. But someone who's arrogant, I know everything. They won't want to learn.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Right. So it's very much connected. Someone who's humble has the open heart, willing to know, willing to learn, and open to show their weakness. That I'm not good enough.
Oh,
I
that's
will want to
true.
learn more. And that's where they're willing to go out to learn more and hear, listen to people, learn from other people. That's humble, and that's where it allows you to learn. And apprenticeship is important. Why is apprenticeship even important? Why do you think so?
I think that goes back to, I really again would like to hope to see you in Singapore in person, right? Or even in online level automatic leadership
Leadership.
program, right? Because there's a part that Kish Michael does talk about apprenticeship, which is starting from the bottom. When I was like, I struggled with starting from the bottom because I'm too good to start at the bottom. I really had this mentality, okay, I have this like, this is really deep in you, like probably can't see on the face, but there's this deep struggle whereby, why should I? Just can't get somebody else to do that. Start from the bottom, right? Can't I just start where I am? I'm good enough, can even replace that person right now. Then that's when I realized that I missed the opportunities. Again, to go back to what you said earlier, right? The opportunities to sow the deeper causes, to create the deeper causes, to be a leader. Right? Like, what if there are leaders who are able to start from the bottom, who are able to do the dirty work, who are willing to not just do the talking work, who are literally willing to roll up their sleeves and
sweep the floor.
Yeah. I mean, you want to share this with you? It really touched my heart is that so when I keep talking about this person in my life, right, which is my ex-boss, he's really, really cool because I think he taught me a lot about leadership without talking about leadership. He showed me with his actions. So he used to be a criminal lawyer, okay, and had a very successful practice, but he quit his job to become a theatre director. What? Yeah, but anyway, the cooler thing is that he's the boss of the company. He's also a theatre director, very respected in Singapore. One day, I saw him sweeping the floor. We all freaked out. We went over to snatch the broom from him. And he's like, what the heck is wrong with you guys? He was like, let him do it, Then we were like, well, but why? Then he explained to us that he's like, so just because I'm your boss, I cannot sweep the floor. What logic is that? I was like, wow, he's like, and I've seen the way he also treated the janitors, right? Most of us just ignore them, like, or like don't want to touch them, that kind of thing. But he's super cool. He's willing to take the broom from the person to sweep the floor. And I'm like, why would you do that? Like you are somebody who's respected. But he's like, you never know who they are. They look like a janitor right now. So he's very suspicious, right? They're like, they look like a janitor right now, but you never know who they are. So he's like, a CEO needs to start from the bottom in order to be called a CEO. It was really cool. I learned that from him. Then I don't know what happened to me along the way.
I think it's well, given the example, I think most people has very you may put yourself at that leadership level. You have certain authority or certain rank or status that you're not willing to go down to clean the floor.
Yeah,
or
beneath me.
yeah, beneath. So we may have a certain air or certain attitude that thinking that I, as a leader, I shouldn't be doing certain things. I shouldn't be doing. We have certain labels of what a leader should be, which is totally doesn't make sense. But because as we are talking about humility, someone who has humility is willing to start from zero. Because why? They want to learn. They want to improve. They're willing to put in the effort to start from zero, and they're willing to start from zero to practice. It's not about all talk, but as what Jean mentioned, it's about taking action. It's your leading by action, what you do. You're making effort to learn, to practice, makes you an example of a leader, which is really cool.
So we need to wrap up because actually we are out of time. But let's wrap up the last part, which I think we invite you again to come to Automatic Leadership in Singapore, right? It's called the love for the craft. Enjoy what you do. Long story short.
Yes. Someone who has humility, who has the attitude of learning, you will enjoy what you do.
And when you enjoy what you do, people naturally
Will follow
are
you.
curious. Okay, and they will come to you.
Yes.
So if you want to find out more about the last part, we'll see you in Singapore. We hand the time now to Ivy.
Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you, Teacher Jean and Teacher Kelly. Could we once again give them a round of applause, love and diamonds and hearts or whatever emoji icon that represent your current mode of emotion. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, aren't they super? And I think we are now tired of hearing them. If time permits, I would believe all of us would want them to continue their talk show because I think their talk show is equivalent to like a one full day of class. Even just talking about the 7 ingredients, I believe all of us here has gained a lot. Even I myself was busy taking down notes on my little notepad because I felt they are so important and they're so real, like down to earth is something that we all can bring back and start checking ourselves. Oh, do we have all these ingredients? If I have, am I lacking of anyone? And if I'm lacking of this ingredient, how can I bring back all this ingredient back so that I'm a complete dish? The dish is a complete automatic leader. Okay, so I don't have one arm left, I have all my arms and legs in place. So I think this is a very, very extreme, talk show, and it's so amazing. And I think it's a very different style from our previous session. So I hope all of you guys have enjoyed. If you yes, please once again type your takeaway and type your love again to our both teachers. And just now the course that our teachers have shared, right? Just let me quickly share my screen. Okay, and you all can take a screenshot for those who are not aware of the course date. So as mentioned, Gershon Michael and his teams of teacher will be here in Singapore teaching us in person this DCIJ Foundation Level 8 Automatic Leadership from the 3rd to 5th of July. You can choose to join us in person. Of course, we hope to see you in person, frankly speaking. And if not, you can join us online. So right now, we still have the early bird pricing and it will end on the 21st of June. So please screen capture this, or if not, please reach out to the person who invited you over for today's session and inquire about them more about this event. We really hope to see all of you here in Singapore. Although some of our friends are already in Singapore, but we do hope all of you can step into the classroom and come to the venue and learn directly from Gershon Michael. And what's next? I believe you all have enjoyed all our automatic leadership marathon sharing session. So the next coming session, right, is also very amazing. We have our teachers from Vietnam Okay, Teacher Sunny and Teacher Hian. And they will share with us on the topic of how do leaders diffuse a problem. This is the kickstart of our next wave. Wow, sound like some Kallang wave in Singapore. Next wave, you know. So this is our next wave. So please don't miss the next wave. Join us, you know, and write on your, let's do some surfboard, okay? And then surf ourselves along with this whole series, our leadership marathon, okay? So it's on the 8th of June, Monday night, 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. So please screen capture this and keep a lookout for our announcement in the respective chat group, and please forward to anyone whom you think will benefit them, okay? So before we end, could we just have everyone turn on your camera and we take a group picture together? Wow, today our teachers have showered us with lots of love and care, right? Could we just use like heart to show our love to our teachers and all the volunteers behind the scene making this possible for us? Yeah, any form, it can be this, the Korean star, sarange. Or now they like the half one, which I can't do it, sorry. So I will do the traditional one or the fingers, you know. Yeah, okay. Who is taking picture? Sorry. Is it? Oh, I Ping. Okay. Thanks, I Ping. Yeah, she has to do the half one because she one hand need to take picture for us. 1, 2, 3. All right. Smile. Wow, I really love the energy. You know, everyone is smiling so happily. Yay, thank you so
Okay,
much.
done.
Yep. All right. So we'll see you guys on 8th of June, same time, same platform. Okay. Be here or be square. Okay. That's my saying. All right. See you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Everyone.
Thank
Thank you,
so much.
teachers. Thank you all. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
all of you.
Yeah.